You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
It's time to knock some things off your bucket list. First up, travel the world. If you've always wanted to visit Hong Kong or vacation in the Swiss Alps and wondered what it was like, well, Jeanette, Yvette, and Tina got the scoop for you. These Jet Setting Divas are always at some fun and exotic place experiencing the best of what life has to offer. And each week, they'll tell you all about it. These ladies are always high-flying loads of fun.
Hey, I'm Jeanette.
I'm Yvette.
And I'm Tina, and we are the Jet Setting Divas. Hey, ladies, what's going on in the world of travel?
I think we're getting ready for some bad weather, ladies. So maybe a lot of people are going to have to deal with that in the world of travel.
Right.
Yeah.
So some airlines are probably going to cancel flights, I'm sure. It's going to be freezing. You know, people don't know how to deal with some snow down here in the South and ice. We can't deal with that stuff. So
we should have nothing to complain about because our producer said it's going to be negative 40 in Iowa. So it's going to be a negative 40.
And in Minneapolis, in our area where our production company is at, it's probably going to be a negative 50 then.
Probably so.
Yes. So I'm here to tell you that we have so much stuff. You know, people are people really traveling right now? Seeing a lot of movement going on. Everybody's getting their workout on and getting their, vision boards together or something. What's going on in January?
I do see people are traveling. I have a friend and she is in Colombia now traveling.
Okay.
So I do see people are traveling now. I wouldn't say there's as much traveling going on. I think right now there's a lot of political things that are happening. And I think because of those things, people are kind of not moving around as much as they probably would in other years. But
yes.
I think people still traveling. What you think, Yvette?
Yeah, I think they're just reluctant to go anywhere, thinking they're going to get stuck somewhere or something is going to happen. People just don't want to do it. But, we take risks. We are risk takers. There's nothing going to stop us, from traveling
That's
and going
what my
somewhere.
She said, I'm going anyway.
Yeah. And, you keep thinking about all the stuff that's going on in the world right now. You kind of like, okay, do I travel? Do I not travel? We can't be scared to travel because, we hope that, we can get back home. But, I'm hearing people, talk about being delayed 9 days in Africa. And
yeah. Okay. So we talked, Tina, tell our listeners about that story yesterday when we were talking to a lady and she was telling us, tell her about the story.
Yeah, she was just saying it had to do with, things that had happened politically in Africa. And she had gone on this dream trip for 2 whole weeks. And when it was time for her to get ready to go back to get ready to fly back, she was trying to get into Amsterdam, and it took 9 days for her to get a flight from Tanzania to Amsterdam because there were no flights. Mm-hmm. So there were no flights. So she was, getting frustrated because, the wonderful 2 weeks that she had in Tanzania were being overshadowed by trying to get back home. And, and she was a first time traveler out of the country. So it's such a large trip. So I think she was saying that it kind of dampened her whole perspective about going out of the country.
And I
So
know I heard a lot of travelers were stuck like in the Caribbean for a while, so they
yeah.
weren't able to come back home. So
Yeah. So, but I
mm,
think that one of the you do have to pay attention, and we talk about this all the time. You have to be abreast of what's going on the news. You need to know what's going on the world around you. When you travel to these different places. I know Jeanette, you were saying you have a friend. She went out to Colombia, and there is some tension in
mhm,
Venezuela and Central
mhm,
America and
mhm.
South America countries, and so but people want to go to Peru and all these other different places, but you have to take that
Mhm.
take that chance, or make sure that you aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm always going to say, you make sure that you connect with the embassy, and
Mhm.
all the information about the
Oh,
embassy
yeah.
wherever you
Oh,
going.
yeah.
Yeah, Yvette, what's going on in your world?
Yvette, what's going on in your world? What advice would you have? Like I said, for my friend, what advice would you have for her? She was going to Colombia and she did research and everything, but what advice would you have for travelers going to places like that where we've got some unrest in those areas, and our president has he's saying he may have conflict with those with places like that, and she had already booked her trip.
I probably wouldn't have gone. I probably wouldn't have done it because normally when we do book our trips, we buy, the
And
the
yeah,
insurance.
she had insurance. Yeah,
So,
she had,
I would have used that insurance to get my money back.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have took that risk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
I
think
know.
I would have taken
yeah.
that risk. But,
Yeah.
everybody is different. Everybody is going to do whatever they want to do. And that's just me personally. I probably would not have done it. I probably would not have gone. I would have waited till some things changed a little bit and just rebooked it another time.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
agree. I agree.
you know what? Sometimes you just gotta go because right now it seems like that the whole world is becoming uneasy and unrestful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe moving into the future, we might get to a point to where there's just going to be unrest always.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
That is
are
true.
we going to be at a point to where we just must sit down, and we may not, we may always be at a point where we just have to move in a kind of unstable way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
And I
true. But there are a
and I
lot of local things that
Yeah.
that we can
There-
yeah.
do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago we went out to the Texas whiskey
We
ranch.
Yeah.
did, man. Yes. And we
We
Yeah.
were
had a
just talking about that, how there's so many wineries just right here in our own state that we
Yeah.
can go to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think Texas Whiskey Ranch was beautiful. It's located right in Fort Worth, Texas. If you're in the area or passing through, or what have you, it's a great place. They have some strong whiskey though.
And another
Yeah.
place that
And it's beautiful.
another thing that we did yesterday, which I thought was great. We did our annual. We're gonna make this annual, and we're gonna build this up, and we're gonna have this MLK Day walk for peace. And it was serene, and you'll see a lot of pictures flash in through this podcast. But we didn't have a huge turnout, but we had a powerful turnout. I think the people who came, they found us on Facebook. They were like, "Oh, I wanted to come out and do a walk," and it was peaceful. No, big speeches or anything like that. We just did some walks around the beautiful lake. And then, we from there, we kind of, it was right outside this place, Epic Central. They have big water parks, they have pickleball, they have, all these beautiful location and picture ops. But we went to the Vidora, which was a Mexican cantina, and we just kind of hung out, got to know each other, and I think we built some new relationships.
We did, and I think I had a really good time there, and we were able to focus on Martin Luther King Jr. and what he stood for about equality and just about civil rights, and I actually had a really good time.
Yeah, I mean, it was quick, but it was effective. Yvette, what did you think?
I think too, one of the reasons why we didn't have the weather was, it was very
It was
chilly.
cold.
It was cold. Yeah.
But in Texas, people can't be all scared of the weather. That's we're gonna have to get used to. It's gonna be cold in the winter, like normal places. And I
Yvette,
just,
how did you feel about the MLK walk? What did it bring up within you about how did you reflect on it?
No, yeah, we got to celebrate, MLK every year. You know, he brought a lot of good information to the communities, when he was here with us. And I loved it. I
yeah,
love representing,
yeah,
MLK and doing it. We know a lot of companies don't really acknowledge it, and they have their employees work on that day.
yeah,
But, some of them do give the time off, and I love the fact that they do that. We walked for MLK, we ate some good food for MLK, had
yeah.
some good drinks for MLK, and we met a couple of new people.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely believe that was just a plus. I think we should just add on to that. I think next year it'll be bigger and better. We'll continue to just continue, build from where we started here, and we'll go from there. And then Yvette and Jeanette, we got to talk about. We got other events. We're planning a lot every month. Jet Setting Diva is planning something local in Dallas, Fort Worth area, and we're going to invite people out to come join us and see how we travel and how we have really good fun with each other.
Well, in February, we've got a Valentine's Day. So we're going to be celebrating. We know some women, you have your girlfriends, you got your significant other guys that you, husbands, boyfriends, situationships, or whatever you want to call them. But we're going to be celebrating our girlfriends. And so we're going to be having Valentine's Day event on February the 13th. And then Yvette, you and Tina may have a little bit more information about the Houston rodeo event.
Right. The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, Black Heritage Day is March 6th. And the entertainer is going to be Lizzo. And we don't know who else, because I remember last year they kept adding people,
Yep.
adding people. And the greatest thing about going to Black Heritage that I love is going out to the Hideout and listening to the Zydeco bands play.
Yeah.
Because y'all know I love me some Zydeco. So
Yeah.
if you into Zydeco, you need to come on, put on your Western gear, get on out there to NRG, to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Go see Lizzo if you want to see Lizzo. If you don't want to see Lizzo, just go in the Hideout and listen to the Zydeco band, because they will be cutting it up in there.
All right. Yeah, and I think just look forward to a lot more that you'll see from the Jet Setting Divas over the next few months, and moving forward. I think that we got some things planned, and I'm excited to engage other people so they can see how we do it.
And I think one thing that I want to talk about, when I wanted to bring up, Yvette just brought up that there's so much stuff to do here just locally, not only in Texas, but in the United States. And some things, what I'll say, just to throw out some things that I want to do this year, is some wineries throughout Texas and throughout the United States. And then some other places I want to go in the United States. Utah, there's so much to see there. And then the Grand Canyon. Those are some things on my list this year.
We might have to do a road trip.
I was in Utah, but I was very highly occupied, so I didn't really get to see a whole lot of.
There is so much to see there. Those mountains there seem to be amazing.
I saw the mountains and all of that, or whatever.
The Grand Canyon. I think that
I've seen the Grand Canyon too.
Okay, I think there's some stuff for us to see in the Grand Canyon that we.
Yeah. And what the funny thing is, a few people that I've actually have been following, a lot of people are going out to the Grand Canyon. And one place that we have to also go is the Four Corners. It's a place right outside Colorado, Mexico, Utah, and Arizona. So it's a four corner that you can go and stand and be in 4 states at one time.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to do that. So maybe we got to plan us a road trip, take a train into Santa Fe, Mexico, or maybe even just a driving trip.
And I think we could go to Vegas, and I think we could head out of Vegas.
We don't need to go to Vegas. No Vegas. No Vegas.
Just maybe stop it. Maybe just I think that's.
I can't stop in Vegas.
Okay, well,
I can't.
Okay.
If we go to Hoover Dam, we can go to Hoover Dam.
Because I went to the Grand Canyon and I drove from Vegas to the Grand Canyon.
That's what it's telling you to go. She's saying not to go to Vegas, but I'm saying that's what it tells. That's the way it told me to go to Vegas. And then there's some other mountains that are close to Vegas that it advises
Hoover
you.
Dam. You can go to Hoover.
So you
Hoover
have
Dam,
Red
it's like
Rock. I
20
think
minutes.
I drove
There's
over
other
to
places.
Red
And
Rock.
okay, so Yvette, she's saying don't go to Vegas
But
because
I'm saying don't go to Vegas because I'm a gambler, and y'all gonna be
she's a
leaving me in
gambler and she doesn't
Vegas.
want us there. But I'm telling her that that's what it advised me as a traveler to do. That's the route it says to take.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And I've done it before. I've done it. I've drove from Vegas to Hoover Dam to the Grand Canyon to the Four Corners, all the way to Colorado, back to Colorado, and all the way up to California. So I've done the driving trip before. So and it is a beautiful mountainy drive. But I'll just say it needs to be in the summertime. It cannot be.
That's when that's
not in the winter time because the weather you never know.
That's when I want to do it. So we've got some jet setting to do. If you want to come, if you're a jet setter and you want to come with us, we got some jet setting we're going to be doing this year.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I'm Jeanette.
And I'm Yvette.
And I'm Tina. And we are the Jet Setting Divas.
Tune in next Thursday when the Jet Setting Divas will tell you about another fun destination spot that you'll want to visit. For more on their excursions, log on to ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
Hey, it's your girl Shaletta. Are you over there running low on your insulin supply and worried how you're going to pay for it? Minnesota's Insulin Safety Net programs got you covered. If you have less than a 7-day supply of insulin, you can get a 30-day refill for just $35 at any Minnesota pharmacy. Go to mninsulin.org today, print out the application, complete the form, and just take it in to your pharmacy. Go to mninsulin.org.
Want to own a home, especially your first? Well then, welcome home to the Old National Bank Down Payment Assistance Program. We're here to help you from start to finish and make getting a mortgage a little easier. Plus, you may be eligible for up to $15,000 to use toward your down payment. How's that for a little easier? Everyone deserves a place to call home and a bank to help get them there. Connect with an Old National mortgage lender to learn more. Old National Bank. Get old in your new home.